Hello everyone, good afternoon. This is Dr. Rao. Today I wrote an article on Mind Beyond Mind in LinkedIn, and this is about that, what I was thinking about, where mind is so important for us and where we are using it properly and being victimized by it. Okay, it's a very relevant topic in modern age, in this age of informatics, uh, in this age of AI and lot of data. There's so much about thought, mind, and restlessness that has a problem, right? People engulf on meditations, mindfulness, stillness, and all that. It's very confusing for a lot of people. Where is mind is good for us, and where mind is really uh, uh, really taking over us and then dictating things. So it can be a good servant, but when we make it the master, that's when we are paying a lot of price for it. Okay, so now I went into how was the mind approached by ancients and how the moderns differ from it. Uh, Modern medicine is more about mind is mind and we need to use that. That's fine. But ancient is about they go beyond mind to the intuitive level, to the intelligence that is our self, our real self. So they had this go inward, that's called antarmukha, or go to the uh, inner chamber, Chidambaram, they call it. There is a chamber of inwardness that you can go there and you can see all your activity. And then you can find that existential consciousness that is bliss. They call that Satchidananda. People who are there, they had a very stillness of mind. They are used the mind, but the mind was a servant for them. So this effort is about showing how we can understand their perspective, and then in modern age, how we can protect our mind from mental illnesses, like anxiety, depression, or any number of them, and also use mind properly in our day-to-day life so that we are not burnt by it, but we are kind of using it. See, that makes sense. So that's what I was trying to relate to you all, so that you can use this in daily practical life. you know so do you wake up and be in the present? Do you pay attention to whatever you do? Do you free your mind from the brain fog or the chatter or unnecessary things? And then also, can you be sharp and really retain memory in your old? And can you sleep better? See, all these things are involved in that. Okay, so I'm going to put the article very soon on the LinkedIn, so you can go and read about it if you wish. Uh, so the way I came to this was when I first came to United States. Let's see what you call this. Wednesday, Thursday చెప్తాము మరి. Hmm. Next Thursday. Gave me a color. Mali work. Mali kaji. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had a call there. I had to take that. So when I first came into the uh, United States in 1981, I was given a residency in 82 to work in this geriatric hospital in Oak Forest, Illinois. And it's a chronic disease hospital, but still they have that. So I joined because I had tough time getting anywhere else, and I needed a residency, so I joined there. And then I graduated into New York, right? But when I first joined in, one thing struck me was so many people with the dementia and really not able to uh, keep quiet also. You see, they have lack of functioning of the mind, memory loss, and not really creative, but also remembering a lot of things that they don't want to from the past. And then they were going on in cycles and cycles. So that disturbed their peace and then sleep and health also. So I did not see that much of dementia when I was growing up as a medical student. As a young doctor, also, I did not see much. There was a ward, but very few people were there. So I wonder why the dementia so much in a advanced country like United States. That kind of really, made me look at interested in mind and its development and its understanding, not only here but in the ancient cultures. Okay, why the people were not thinking that much, why people were kind of calm, and why people were kind of praying and they're getting the peace through that and all that. So many factors contrasted between this culture and that culture. But then I was interested about the knowledge about the real meat of what was going on in that country. So that led me to study ancient wisdom and discovered that people not only lived long, they lived sharp in their mind. And then they were very productive in the age of 80, 70, or beyond, right? The average age was 125 years, and they were mostly functioning very well. So I wanted to understand that. And then this neurotic activity of continuous thinking, constantly bothered by things, except the casualty here is present. People are not living in the present. They're living in the past or in the future, or in the chatter, or they're using sleeping pills or anxiety pills or like any number of prescriptions, or also alcohol and other drugs and all that. So uh, people have a very uh, confused outlook about the mind, and they are not having peace in themselves too. So that rubs on the relationship and everything that people are going through, right? So I wanted to understand. I wanted to know: is there a state where we can be still and we can be thoughtless for a while and then use thought as we need it? And I did find in the ancient wisdom in so many ways. Okay, that's why this attempt of presenting to people, um, see what I'm talking about, mind beyond mind. You know, so this is a very important and relevant and contemporary issue, because I see so many people stressed out, burnt out. They mean that they cannot take it in their mind. They do not have a solution to that. They have constant chatter or anxiety or depression, all related to thought, right? If you are thinking too much about, worried about too much for the future, that's like anxiety. And if you are really, down on yourself, dumped in yourself, and then you have a lot of negativity about yourself, that is depression, right? So deeper negativity goes deeper into negativity that results in depression. I see both kind of people, not just the patients, but even the friends and colleagues and family too. So on top of it, there is so much with the phone coming in. All the world is in our hand, like. So we have complicating our existential whatever we have to all this input by too much information overload is aggravating the problem. Okay, so this is very contemporary, and you will be well served if you really understand what I'm talking about, and then go into yourself, by your own inward thought, and see what's going on there. Are there all activities of egogenic stimuli, and you are only thinking of yourself and your circumstances without understanding the world, and also the role of your human being as a mindful human being? Where are you? What are you doing? Are you able to enjoy whatever you have, or you are continuously in a rat race? Are you able to have some peace of mind after understanding the life, or all the geopolitics, all the current affairs, all the uh, uh, you know mm, ecological situation, or this AI threat? Some people feel threatened by it, right? So all these things are making you worse. Okay, you cannot escape, and you cannot really control it. That's the way people describe that to me. So that's why this article that I wrote, beyond the mind, is important. Whereas modern people kind of thought is everything and gets enmeshed in it. Rene Descartes, he said, "I think, therefore I am." That's very limiting, because if you are only thought, you are enmeshing yourself in that network of thought. You cannot go beyond that. You cannot see beyond. Whereas ancients really felt thought is our instrument, that is something we can use very well, but that has to be under our control. So for that, we had an instrument called intuition. So how can you be more intuitive is a big subject too. But then if you are intuitively feel who you are, who your energy is, that will be always in the present. If you are in the present moment living, then you can use past as learned lessons, but don't go and live there. And then if you use the future to plan whatever you want to do, your purpose, your aim, and whatever, then that will be okay. But then don't go on dreaming and thinking only in the future. Bring that planning here, and when you are planning, doing the planning is being in the present, right? Then you should be focused only on the present. So that is important. Uh, as it evolved, the centuries and centuries of people were in this stillness of thought as a paramount importance, right? A person is there, he doesn't have to think all the time. And he had minimal thinking too, in a way, because he has minimal needs and minimal lifestyles, so that he doesn't have to worry about and go and think on so many things. Enjoyed the nature, enjoyed the fruits of the nature, enjoyed the company of people and animals and plants, and enjoyed the day itself, the weather itself. Right? Are you doing that now? Are you able to live with the nature? That's a big problem for a lot of people, right? They are caught up in their own artificial network that they have established by their own limited thinking. Okay, so let me bring some things that I wrote in the article that may be illustrious to you. You can go and read the article later. But for now, okay. Um, See, you all will see some information about me, about what I'm doing and all that, right? But then basically, the article will start with, see, when you look at this whole thing, the movement of thought, mind acting and all that, what happens there is, see, you have to turn your own mind on itself, okay? There is a Sanskrit saying, that's how I start the article, Manaso Jayati Gnanam. Through mastery of the mind arises wisdom. Okay? Through mastery of the mind arises wisdom. Okay? The mind, which is a marvel of intelligence. See? Because the mind is the instrument through which humanity dreams, builds, and discovers. It holds the power to decode genomes, compose symphonies, and create worlds within the worlds. Modern science celebrates it as the executive organ of reason, the network of neurons generating intelligence through pattern and memory. Yes, in this brilliance lies the paradox. The same thought that builds rockets can also build restlessness. The same intelligence that perceives truth can, when clouded, distort the truth also. So the paradox of thought to understand, you have to understand mind is both creator and the captive, a master of analysis, but a prisoner of its own movement. That's the crux of the problem. When it runs endlessly between the past and the future, it forgets the living present where the life truly is. So, in ancient terms, this is samsara, the cycle of thought beats becoming unending until one learns to stand still within. They got to come to it eventually. Okay? So, the ancient insight is mind as a tool, not the self. See, the sages of the Upanishads and the Buddhas of awareness discovered a timeless truth. What is it? The mind is an instrument, not the self. Thought is a ripple on the ocean of awareness. Okay? To know the self, they turned within, beyond thought. Meditation, self inquiry, and silence became pathways not of escape but of realization. Ask yourself, am I using meditation as escape or realization of my real self? That is the essence of the meditation, really, where the seer recognizes that it is not the seen. The seen is separate from me and all that. Right? Whereas the modern mind is entangled in the networks of thoughts. See, our age is one of cognitive excess, information streams in 24/7, and thoughts multiply like neural vines. We scroll, we react, we respond, and rarely rest. The modern mind, though educated, is seldom enlightened. It has mastered data but forgotten silence. It has mastered data but forgotten. So, what's the way beyond is awakening intuition, is the way beyond. Intuition, which is called prajna in Sanskrit, intuition arises when the mind grows quiet. Okay? When intellect bows in humility before awareness. Intellect bows in humility before awareness. It's a direct knowing, not derived from logic, but from being. Here, intelligence becomes the whole. Science and spirituality clasp hands, and thought flows from stillness rather than storm. The integration is using the thought wisely. To live well is not to suppress thought, but to refine its use. Use thought for clarity, not for identity. Employ reason for progress and awareness for peace. Let intuition guide where intellect hesitates. Begin each day in stillness and end it in gratitude. That's what I say. Get up in the awareness, be attentive all day, and be grateful and all the things that you have in your own mind. Vacate. So, as the ancient said, the mind is a beautiful servant, but a dangerous master. In close, the reflection is when thought bows to silence, wisdom begins. When awareness guides action, life becomes effortless. To be beyond mind is next to lose it, but to use it. Okay? So to be beyond mind is not to lose it, but to use it consciously. As the flute uses air to make music. Okay? That is some of the articles that I wrote. Hopefully that makes sense for you. And anybody has questions or want to explore more, come in and talk to me, and then we can explore that. First of all, do you see the difference? Do you understand the calamity of our ignorance of how to use mind? Do you see personal strife with it? Do you see many of the time you don't even have a piece of the moment of peace? That is what some people are really having problem. But then when they go to people who are also struggling with their own mind, how can they help you? So this you don't have to go to somebody. You got to turn inward by yourself, for yourself, and validate this by that. But if you don't even make an attempt for it, you wake up in thought, spend the whole day in more thought, more thinking, and then sleep on it, and you get up again in the thought. You are enmeshing the network firmly. And this will come back later. This is what they call cyclical thinking that leaves samskaras, ingrained thoughts. And then they get so, they become habitual, and then they come out even when they don't want. So you won't be able to pay attention. You only pay attention to the things that you think you need them, or you'll be punished by if you don't do them. But not like effortless, happy, jovial living. Not being in the present because you're caught in the thought of the past, thought of the future. Krishnamurti talked about this very well. He was uh, on the hillside one side, and he found one tree on the hill, majestically standing there, beautiful to look at, and branches, leaves, and all that. He was enamored by the beauty of the tree, and he enjoyed it completely. Okay, he appreciated. He did not name it. He did not said something about it, but he just enjoyed the presence of it, enjoy the appearance of it, enjoy the color of it, the swaying movement of it in the wind, everything that the tree showed him through senses. He kind of allowed that to be completely immersed in that sense experience. And then he said, this is all okay up to that. But now I kind of bring in, oh, I have seen trees before, and compare this tree to that, then you lost the present moment of this experience. Or you say, oh, I may be planting more trees like this in the future, I'll create a beautiful garden like that. That's also, you are missing the moment. The essential thing is, when you are living in life, which is in the present moment, if you go to the past thoughts or future thoughts, you are missing the present. That's where he said, up until the time when I'm enjoying the tree, it's all okay. But then the moment I allowed my thought to come in by comparing or by planning, by doing whatever it is, in thought we lose the present moment that is in front of us. Okay, so think about this. Very, very important thing. Okay, so but if you wake up in the morning and you are in the present, not in your persona, and you go through the day being in the present, but using the thought consciously. I want to do a job. Use thought, whatever knowledge about it, whatever understanding, whatever the best practice, use that. But then, can you end it after the task is done? That is being in charge of the thought and using it as a servant. And then, after that is done, leave it alone. Go back. This is what I do with my patient care. One patient comes in front of me, and I want to be for him completely throughout. Listen to him, understand him, make him feel comfortable, make him feel that he is disease is validated, his suffering is validated, and he feels like I understood him and I am sympathetic to him. I am friendly to him. I am here to offer him. So what I should do? I should be completely with that patient, not thinking about my past patients or future patients that are coming here. They will come at that time. But then not switching from the present moment awareness and being here helps me a lot with each patient or each person these days, because many people call me that are not patients, but they have this lifestyle problem, that have these understanding problems, that have these questions about life. And the deeper they go, the deeper I go to. And then if they are willing, they can go in the deeper too. But then that's only to show them a light on the path that you should be traveling on their own. Many people want me to resonate with their own mind level, which I'm not. I'm not in that Manomaya Kosha, they call it. In the 5 layers of the human personality, like I talked about, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. What are these? These are supposed to be the layers around our real inner conscious self. Okay. Some people call it Atman, some people call it energy, some people call it a life force, some people call it consciousness, presence, whatever, right? Indweller. So that indweller has 5 layers around it. First layer is the solid body, the meat and bones and blood and all that. That is Annamaya Kosha. That is coming from our food. That's why Anna means food. Okay. And then Pranamaya Kosha is our energy layer, where our breath comes in and induces the digestion now because oxygen gives it, and then metabolism, and you have eating, right? But then there's a complete energy cycle within you because it goes from being dull sometimes to very high energy, right? So you know the energy as a cycle. Okay, that is the energy layer, and then you have these thoughts, feelings, or everything. That is the Manomaya Kosha. That's only supposed to be one part of us, one tool for us, not everything. What the Western people did was they kind of worship thought as the everything. That's the mistake. It's not just one country. West may have started it, but then it's spreading all over the world. But is engulfing the Eastern cultures also. That's where I'm pleading people not to make the mistake. Understand where the West thought is good, understand where it can be really deleterious to our quality of life and all that, right? So, Annamaya Kosha is the third layer, and most of the people are get caught in that, okay? And then Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is knowledge of the world, knowledge of the things, how they work, your understanding of so many things. That is like, hot water burns and cold water, kind of cold, very cold. If you are in the snow for a long time, you have hypothermia and all that. So most of our medicine is based on this external thing and misses the last layer, which is the Anandamaya Kosha or Karana Sharira. That is the one which produces the genes and all the information from previous lives and everything. So all these 5 layers are around your inner self. The goal of the ancients were always recognizing that, realizing that, and staying at it, our real true inner self. Whereas modern thing is about not about being, about our body, mind, which is temporary, which is going to go away after a while. But they kind of identify with what is temporary, what is not really be there, and then not knowing what is the reality. Okay, ancient spiritual practices are all oriented towards that inner self. You don't have to be ritualist, but you can be a person who is going to follow that. Okay, you can the knowledge you want to understand, the understanding of what is the human personality, how it goes, and you may say, "Oh, we know better. We are Westerns and all that." Fine. Then why are you having so many mental problems? Why are you having so much inequality? Why are you having so much ego-driven suffering? The company CEOs are very egotistical. Politicians are very egotistical. And they create so much suffering. We can see that, right? So you want to support that, then you will be living like that too. No? So you don't want to look down upon the ancient cultures as though they are nothing at your own peril, because thousands of years of knowledge was empowered into that. Unfortunately, even those cultures were overridden by this superficial culture of just living but not knowing what is living. Okay, so how many people in America can tell why human body, why you are living, what is human living is, how to bring in your own quality of life into life. How can you live longer without any illnesses? How can you be in the bliss and ecstasy of the silence? They don't have any idea about it. They want to take a drug for it. No need, no need for that. Sit down in the morning, close your eyes, and reflect and look inward, and don't judge, don't say anything. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. No, no. Just to watch your mind. Watch the patterns of thought going on. What are the emotions going on? What are the identifications you have? You are not the role. You are a physician, you are going to provide a service, but you are not to identify with that. You are a human being first. So that kind of thing I do. And then as you go to the work, look at the inner being of everybody. That's the reality of everybody, not what you identify as a role, as a socio-economic status, as a gender, any number of things, right? So if you are in touch with the human being, you are in touch with your present moment, then you have a real relationship with the other human being. Okay? So these are value things as I see it. And I see the bliss of silent mind. I see the tranquility of not thinking all the time. I see the value of being in that blissful existence as a human being. And I really gratitude about it, and also really appreciate that. But that cannot be given by anybody. You got to go and find out your own self, and you got to silence. And then the real inner self comes out. So I'm going to put the article later this afternoon, and you can go and read it. And then we have a better lecture, probably 1 hour worth of it later, probably. And probably some people can come and join me on the Zoom if you are interested. Ask for the Zoom link by sending me uh, your email address. Then I'll send the Zoom link for that, and then we'll let you know the time and day I'm going to do. This is a major topic. This is about information age induced extraordinary rattling of the thought. So much data is going to come, and then all the rattling and everything is about a lot of stuff, right? And that goes away because they are going to take your own thought pattern. Then what are you going to do as a human being? That's a bigger question for the AI and all. You can learn AI, but learn about thought use properly. Then you will lead a quality of life, even with the new things coming up. I am learning AI. I am improving a lot of things I need to do. I feel the liberation from the mundane routine things with the technology. But I don't think technology is everything. Technology is a tool that I use, but I don't worship technology as the solver of human problems. No, it cannot. Only we, by intuitively going inward, finding out who we are, and relating as a human tribe, can solve these problems. Thank you. And anybody wants to come up, last chance, then you can come up and I can talk to you. Or you can tell me, what do you think about it? What's your experience? Or you think these are hogwash? That's fine too. But I enjoy being silent. I enjoy being in bliss. I enjoy being in the unalloyed happiness, irrespective of what the outward circumstances are. So they said, if you go into ancient Indian philosophy, they said Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, that is oneness philosophy, says that when you go through that, understand that we are all one, we are all in one world, then that leads to atyadika dikka nivritti. That means extraordinary suffering will be transcended, not overcome, but transcended by understanding you don't suffer that. And Paramananda Prapti, extreme bliss and peace and happiness will be your lot. So that's why I kind of stuck to this for so many years, and which amazes me as I go deeper and deeper into that. And that has a relevance to our current problems of information overload, burnout, uh, overwhelm, and all the problems with anxiety, depression, mental illnesses, lack of relationship properly with other people, and family background breakdown. All these things are happening. Right? So it's irrelevant, it's important. But meanwhile, as you produce solutions, you have to enjoy them. You have to be that, be the change you want. That's why I'm doing this. Thank you, and I'll see you again later. I don't know whether you are interested in this topic or not. If you are interested, send me the uh, email address to direct message. Then I will be able to send you the invitation to the longer talk. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye.